Hello everyone, GoldenNova here, and welcome to Field Test, a series where we sleeve up my latest experiment and see how it operates out in the wild. If you want to see me run these decks through their paces live, or perhaps catch a duel with me, you can catch me right here on YouTube every Friday at 8 PM Central Time. Subscribing will keep you posted, and if you want to stay in the loop on any updates, follow the link in the description for my Twitter, or you can join my Discord to hang out with me and the rest of the community. Alright, shameless self-promotion aside, let's talk about today's thought experiment, Appliancers. For those not in the know, as part of a GoFundMe charity drive, I let two people put in sufficient donations to decide some explained videos, and Appliancers, brought to you by the Haver Card Man, was one of them. And now, in true Nova style, we're going to test them out to see if they're products of good old Den City engineering, or if we have to relegate them to the satellite junk pile. If you're not up to date on what Appliancers are capable of, there's a link in the top right for you with the rundown of all currently available cards in the archetype. But if you're all caught up, let's take a look at the list I piloted. Today's list cobbles together a few ideas from other deck lists that I've seen, as well as plugging in the Dragoon engine. What, like I'm not supposed to play one of the best payoffs in the game right now? It turns out when going first, Appliancers do not have anything in terms of interaction, they're just not built for it. But they do make for excellent link material for anything else. And if we're on the draw, we have cards like Access Code Talker and, well, still Dragoons, that we can play to break boards. But as a backup plan, we can go into Appliancers like Laundry Dragon to out some problematic monsters. Let's get into the breakdown. For monsters, we're running 3 Socket Troll, 3 Copy Bockle, 3 Breaker Bunkle, 3 Parallel Exceed, 1 Codebreaker 0 Day, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Ghost Ogre, 3 Nibiru, and 1 each of Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon. For spells, we're running 3 Appliancer Electrolyrical World, 2 Appliancer Reuse, 3 Machine Duplication, 3 Where Art Thou, 1 1-for-1, 1 Red Eyes Fusion, and for traps, we're running 3 Infinite Impermanences. In the extra, we're running 2 Celtopus, 1 Laundry Dragon, 1 Vacuelephant, 1 Dryer Drake, 1 Kappa Scale, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Codebreaker Virus Swordsman, 1 Codebreaker Virus Berserker, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Access Code Talker, 1 Appaloosa, 1 Verte Anaconda, and 1 Red Eyes Dragoon. And now, onto the test footage. Our first game is up against Burning Abyss, piloted by RankUp-Yu-Gi-Oh! I may have forgotten to change the ban list during the stream, so it's not as updated as it should be, but I'm looking forward to seeing what PK Fire is capable of, especially with the new support coming out in Phantom Rage. Let's see how it fares right now. They'll start by playing Tour Guide, special summoning the Fiendish Rhino Warrior in hand, link summoning into Cherubini. This will trigger the Rhino, sending a Graph from deck to grave, triggering their effect, summoning a Seer from deck. They'll special summon a Psychic Tracker from hand, then use Cherubini's effect to send Sea Archiver from deck to grave. They'll overlay for Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, triggering the Yarded Sea Archiver's effect to summon itself. They'll activate Tsuchinoko, discarding the Skarm and summoning itself before overlaying for Dante. They'll activate their effect, milling 3, then during the end phase, Skarm's Grave effect will trigger, searching them a Tour Guide, then they'll pass to us. We'll play the 1-for-1 we drew, discarding a monster to summon a Breaker Bunkle from deck. We'll try to use Parallel Exceed, but they'll chain Gossip Shadow, making it so we both draw a card instead. One of the material they detach is a Seer, so they'll use its effect to summon Graph from grave, it'll blow up, so they'll use its effect to summon a Lydic from deck, and that'll blow up, letting them summon a Skarm from hand, but its effect's negated, so it stays. Thankfully, we drew an Appliancer Reuse, so now we have enough material to make Verte Anaconda. We use their effect to summon Red Eyes Dragoon, then use their first pop effect to destroy the unprotected Skarm. Moving to battle phase, we'll have Anaconda crash with Cherubini, and they choose to send Gossip Shadow to the grave instead, and then Dragoon will attack Cherubini, and they choose to send Dante to the grave instead. They'll try to use Dante to get back Seer, but we'll use Dragoon to negate. In May Phase 2, we'll use Dragoon's second pop to get rid of the Cherubini. At End Phase, they do get a Skarm trigger, letting them search for a Farfa, and we pass to them. On their turn, they'll normal summon Tour Guide, very familiar, but we'll go ahead and negate with Dragoon. They'll special summon both Skarm and Farfa from hand, overlaying for Dante. They'll mill for 3, then crash Dante and Dragoon so they can get back the Seer. They'll activate Jackalope in hand, but they're not so lucky this time, discarding itself with no trigger. They'll special summon Seer, then pass to us. On our turn, we'll normal summon 0 Day, then use Dragoon to blow up Seer, burning them for 1600. We'll try to trigger Seer, but we'll negate with Dragoon, then proceed to battle phase, attacking for game. The next game is up against Sylvans, piloted by Kale Dragon, and I've gotta say, these floral fighters are pretty tenacious. I may be on the opposing side, but I'm rooting for them. They'll start by normal summoning Orphis Scorpio, discarding a monster to summon Darlingtonia Cobra from deck. Cobra will search them instant fusion, they'll set a card, then link summon Aromaseraphie Jasmine. They'll play the instant fusion, summoning Mud Dragon of the Swamp, then tributing them to special summon Lonefire from deck. They'll cycle through a few of those before ending on a Hermitry. When they activate its effect, we'll chain Ghost Ogre, but they still hit a Princess Sprout, sending it to grave and drawing a card. This will trigger Princess Sprout and Sage Koya, summoning both of them. They'll tribute the Princess Sprout to attempt another Excavate, but it does whiff, so they'll put the Princess Sprout back on top of their deck, and with nothing else, they pass to us. We'll normal summon Breaker Bunkle, then Machine Duplication into 2 more copies. We'll play War Arf without a search a copy Buckle, summoning themselves by copying Breaker Bunkle. We'll make Celtipus, allowing us to summon the Exceed in our hand. We'll summon a second copy of them, then link summon for Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. This will let us summon 0 Day from deck, then we'll link summon for Virus Berserker. This lets us summon back Swordsman, then link summon for Nightmare Phoenix, discarding the Red Eyes Fusion to pop their back row. They chain the Raging Mad Plants to buff their stats, and when Phoenix resolves, we draw an Electro-Lyrical World. We'll play it, searching a Socket Troll, special summoning them before link summoning Vacuolifant. Electro-Lyrical World will get us back a Breaker Bunkle from grave, then we'll link summon Laundry Dragon. We'll use Vacuolifant to destroy Sage Koya, then have Laundry Dragon attack Jasmine. We'll discard Breaker Bunkle to keep Laundry Dragon safe, blowing up Jasmine and burning them for 1800. We'll attack directly for 1000 and 1900, then pass to our opponent. On their return, they'll normal summon Peacekeeper, but their Excavate doesn't get them a trigger that they need, so they'll crash into Laundry Dragon, and at this point, the game is basically over. Alright, time for the best of 3. Oliver Zhu is piloting Dragunity, using the best support coming out in their upcoming structure deck. If you were worried about Dragon Link taking over the format now, then well, just keep an eye out, because they're not the only Dragonic threat in town. They'll start by discarding Remus to search Dragon Ravine, discarding a card to search Sonatus. They'll normal summon themselves, discarding a card to equip themselves with Phalanx from deck, who they'll special summon. They'll Synchro Summon Gaiderg, and when they go to activate their effect, we'll chain the Ash Blossom. Remus will special summon themselves from the grave, and they'll link summon for Romulus, using their effect to search for Glow. They'll play Glow to search Mistletoe, sending Romulus to grave to summon them from hand. Mistletoe will equip Gaiderg from grave, then they'll banish Glow to summon the Synchro. Gaiderg will search then discard Zephyros, then they'll Xyz summon a Tomb, using their effect to summon Leviathan from deck. They'll equip Koos from grave which they special summon, Zephyros will bounce Ravine to summon themselves, then the field spell will be replayed, discarding a card to send a Dragunity from deck to grave. Next, Barcha is Synchro summoned, equipping 4 Dragunity tuners. They'll link summon Hieratic Spheres, then summon Koos to link summon Pisty. Phalanx will be summoned, and they link summon Triple Burst Dragon. Pisty will summon back Gaiderg, who will be activated to search Lechery. They link for Darkness Metal, then summon Phalanx from their back row. They'll Synchro summon Savage Dragon, equipping the Triple Burst Dragon. Barcha gets sent to grave to summon Leviathan, equipping Phalanx, who's then summoned so they can Synchro for Arid Bear. Darkness Metal will summon back Gaiderg, then they pass to us. We'll normal summon Socket Troll, then use War Arf without a search a copy Buckle. We'll use their effect in hand to copy the Socket Troll and summon themselves, but when we try to use the original Socket Troll's effect, they'll chain with Arid Bear to negate and banish. We'll play Electro-Lyrical World, searching another Socket Troll, which we'll special summon. We link for Celtipus, using the field spell to get back a Socket Troll. We'll play Reuse, but Savage Dragon will negate that. We'll turn Celtipus into Laundry Dragon, then attack the Savage, discarding a Breaker Bunkle to keep Laundry around, blowing up Savage and burning our opponent for 3000. With nothing else, we pass to them. They'll use Ravine, discarding a card to search for Ducks. They'll play Dragon Shrine, sending Remus to the grave, who they special summon. They'll normal Ducks, equipping Koos from grave, who they then special summon, then they'll Synchro summon for Barcha. A wave of tuners are re-equipped, Koos is special summoned, and Ascalon is Synchro summoned. Their effect is used to banish Laundry Dragon, and they'll move to battle phase, attacking for game. Okay, not our finest showing, but we get to go first this time. Let's sow some discord amongst the Dragunity. We'll start with Electro-Lyrical World, searching a copy Buckle. We'll normal summon Socket Troll, then copy them to summon our copy Buckle. This will summon another Socket Troll from our deck, then we'll link summon for Celtipus. Electro-Lyrical World will get us back a Socket Troll, which we'll then special summon. We'll link summon for Virus Swordsman, using their effect to summon 0 Day, then go into Berserker to summon back the 2 Codebreakers. We'll make a 2-material Appaloosa before link summoning Anaconda, then summoning Dragoon. With nothing else, we pass to them. They'll play Dragon Ravine, discarding Zephyros to search Phalanx, they'll normal summon Sonatus, go to battle phase, and attack over Appaloosa. In main phase 2, Remus is discarded for another Ravine, which is activated to search Ducks. Sonatus uses their effect, equipping Koos from deck. They'll be summoned, then Legatus will be summoned from the hand. Remus comes back from the grave, and they'll Synchro summon for Gaiderg. When activated, we negate and destroy them with Dragoon, and they'll use the rest of their material to Synchro Barcha, equipping 3 Dragunity. Phalanx and Koos are summoned, then uses link material for Romulus, using their effect to search for Glow. They'll play to search for Mistletoe, and then Barcha is sent to grave to summon them. Gaiderg is equipped to them, then Glow is banished from grave to summon them. Their effect is used to search, then discard for Baby Rock, who is then special summoned.
They'll make a Tome, summoning Leviathan from deck with their effect, equipping Kus from grave, who is then special summoned. Zephyros bounces Leviathan back to hand, then another Barcha is synchro summoned, equipping 3 monsters. Kus is special summoned, linked off for Pisty, then Triple Burst is made, which lets Pisty summon back Gaiderg, using their effect to search for lechery. Darkness Metal is made, then Savage Dragon, who equips the Triple Burst. Phalanx is summoned, making LP. Barcha is sent to grave to summon Leviathan, equipping Phalanx, who is then summoned again. Hieratic Spheres is summoned, lechery is played to scale, and LP summons Goliath from deck. With nothing else, they pass to us. On our turn, we'll go right into battle, using Anaconda to attack over Sphere since it can't activate its effect, and Goliath with Dragoon to unlock our extra deck. In main phase 2, we'll normal summon Socket Troll, then use Copy Bockle and Grave to summon another one. We'll link summon for Access Code Talker, gaining 2000, and using their effect to destroy both Savage Dragon and Darkness. But this is my first time using Dragoon, and I forget that they can do more than just negate, so we pass to our opponent. On their turn, they lose the lechery, but they do top deck a Dark Ruler no more, and all of our effects are turned off. They normal summon Ducks, then send them to grave to get Leviathan, who equips Kus to them, who is then special summoned, then they synchro for Ascalon. Their effect is then used twice to banish our board. They can't do any damage, so they pass to us. Unfortunately, we don't draw into anything to get us back into the game, and with access to Ravine, no matter what they draw, our opponent has effectively won.
I wish I could say that I can't believe how hard I misplayed there, but let's be real, it's me. But it ended up being a close match regardless. Let's go over what works and what needs work. First, the way this deck link climbs is out of this world. The only thing close to a restriction here is that the link ones can't be used as link material that turn their link summon, but aside from that, the sky's the limit. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a package of 3 each of Electrolyrical World, Socket Troll, and Copy Bockle being plugged into future decks. Second, your link ones are surprisingly versatile. If your link climbing ever gets interrupted, you can always just pivot into Laundry Dragon to smack your opponent's worst monster, or Vacuolephant to remove a problem card. Third, this isn't really pertinent to gameplay, but it is super cheap. With online simulators, money isn't really an object, but if you're looking to remote duel, or want to get ready for physical events to come back, the core isn't going to set you back terribly much. But then there's the downsides. First, there's not a single one-card starter in this deck. Socket Troll needs access to at least one other Appliancer to start going off, and it'll need to be at least another Socket Troll or Copy Bockle to get past Celtipus. Otherwise, you're just going to have to pivot to Dragoon, and that means you aren't going to get very far against almost any interruption. Second, we just need more playables. Considering how crucial it is for Socket Troll and Copy Bockle to have another Appliancer to get them online, you'd think they'd add more than just one other monster that, while useful for what it does, can't advance your game plan by itself. So here's hoping for the future set that revamps the strategy with the inclusion of, I don't know, Appliancer King Cobra extension cord. Third, look, I'm not one of those people that particularly cares about running pure builds for the sake of it, but there are better decks that can incorporate Dragoon with more powerful, reliable extenders. If you take those out and just leave the Appliancer specific cards, you're not left with much interaction. And if you do add those things, then why aren't you playing decks that use Dragoon better? Despite what I've said, Appliancers are very fun to pilot. There's just something about throwing household items at your opponent, then turning those items into huge link monsters that's just hilarious. Just make sure you know what you're getting into when you play them. But now, I want to hear what you all think. Do Appliancers have the utility to tangle with the top tables, or do they just get tangled in their own chords? Let me know in the comments, and if you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe. A special thanks goes out to the Haver Cardman for sponsoring this video, and to MBT Yu-Gi-Oh! And JC Theater Yu-Gi-Oh! For their contributions. If you would like your name or channel to be shouted out at the end of the next 2 videos like these have, please make sure to DM me a receipt on Twitter or Discord of your donation to the GoFundMe linked in the description, and I'll make sure you get added in there. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.